Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because I get to hang out with award winning author Jocelyn Green, guys. Her new one is hot off the press. It is called The Manhattan Confessions. And I have a confession. She had me at the title, she had me at the cover. 1920s Manhattan. Count me in. So, of course, you know what to do here at the cafe. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because it's a release day exclusive with my friend, author Jocelyn Green, on today. And of course, Jocelyn, I have to allow you time, my friend, to introduce yourself today.
Well, hey, everybody. I'm Jocelyn Green. I am the author of fiction and nonfiction, but mostly historical fiction. I live with my husband and two teenagers in the middle of Iowa, well, Northeast Iowa. And I'm just so happy to be here today.
I love that. I love that. Well, Jocelyn, we are so excited to have you here with us on today as well. And we're going to be talking about hot off the press because today is release day, the
Yay!
Manhattan Confessions. And so, the first thing that I have to ask you, Jocelyn, tell us about the title, my friend, The Manhattan Confessions. Okay, now this is the twist, and this is where I'm going to try to get a little bit of tea. Was that your original working title or did it come later?
The title came after I had finished writing the book. The
Okay.
marketing team usually comes up with a couple of title suggestions, and they
Uh-huh.
offered those to me, and I wasn't quite sold on them. They do a great job, and I appreciate their work so much. And so
Yeah.
I thought, what can we tap into the idea of secrets? Because there's a lot of
Ooh.
secrets in this book, and there's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of confessions. So I pitched back to them a few ideas with secrets or confessions in the title. And we wanted to have the word Manhattan in there because it just gives a great sense of the location, which I don't know if looking at the cover, you would know that that's Manhattan. It is Ellis Island, but for those of us who have not been inside Ellis Island, how are we to know? So I think we
Right.
landed on a great title.
I think you did too. And like I said, you had me at the title. Okay, give me a great cover. Bonus for the title, flip over, read the verb, the back blurb. I was like, I'm in. I have to talk with her about this story as well. Now, you shared a little bit about the title, and you just mentioned about the cover. First of all, I love historical fiction covers, but tell us a little bit about that cover. What was that like for Jocelyn? Okay, are you ready for this, Jocelyn? When you saw the final cover for the Manhattan Confessions, what was it like for you?
It's always a moment of rejoicing because by this point in time, I kind of know what the direction is going to be, and I know they're going to do a great job. I'm looking at it right now as I'm talking about it, and I love it. It's just, it's kind of an interesting thing that this series, all of the covers have been the inside of buildings, and I've never had that before on
Wow.
my book, but I think it's for a New York City series, I think it works really well.
Okay, so you just gave us the inside scoop. So, guys, if you are new, this is the third and final book. So, kind of bittersweet for Jocelyn
Yeah.
in the series. And, Jocelyn, I'll allow you to share a little bit about that feeling as well. But for those who may be new to this series, okay, two things. If they just stumbled upon the Manhattan Confessions, can they go ahead and read and then go back? Or would you encourage to start with book one? We'll start there first.
I think if they are only interested in the Manhattan Confessions, just read the Manhattan Confessions. You don't need to read the entire series for it to make sense. But if you kind of look and see what the first two are about, if you have any interest, it's always more fun to read them in order so that you can get the full character development because there are characters who you will see in all of the books.
I love that. I love that. Now, Jocelyn, give us a little more insight for those who may be new to this series. Share with us what inspired this series as a whole and then give us a little insight on what this series is about, and then lead us to where we are now, the Manhattan Confessions. So it's kind of a lot.
Okay. No, it's fine. I got this. So, the inspiration for the first book led to the rest of the series. So, I'll just start with that. I was running out of good ideas. And so, my editor, brilliant guy that he is, suggested that we look at upcoming historical anniversaries. And as I was researching, we found that we were coming on the 100th anniversary of the opening of King Tut's tomb. So that was
Wow.
pretty interesting, but that didn't happen in America, and we wanted
Okay.
a series set in America. So I started researching American female Egyptologists, and that's how I
Oh,
found the real person who inspired the main character of the Metropolitan Affair. She was a curator
okay.
of Egyptian art at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. But I fudged the timeline a little bit to make her be at the museum in the 1920s so that we could take
Okay.
advantage of what was called King Tut fever, where everybody was just going crazy about Egyptian art. I mean, they were designing clothes that were Egyptian inspired and jewelry, and the colors for the fashion for ladies' fashion were things like brown, lapis lazuli, like cartouche, papyrus. These are all inspired by Egyptian stuff. So we kind of fiddled with the idea. We brought in some art forgery, some fraud and prohibition and gangsters, the mafia. So we had a good plot for book one. So for the rest of the series, we decided to give the main character two roommates that also worked on Central Park
Yeah.
in New York City. And so that's where the name of the series comes in. It's called On Central Park. So the Metropolitan
Yeah.
Museum of Art is book one. The American Museum of Natural History is where the second roommate works. So that's book two. And then the third book in the series, which we're talking about today, Manhattan Confessions, she works at the New York Historical Society.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are hanging out with Jocelyn Green on today, guys, and it's her new release, the Manhattan Confessions. And Jocelyn, we have a special guest for you on today. So, Jocelyn, I'm just going to get you to cover your eyes for me real quick. And I'm going to bring up a special guest for you on today. Okay, let's see. Coming up is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Laura Franz. Jocelyn, open your eyes, my friend.
Oh
Wonderful
my gosh!
special guest for you.
Coming to you all the
Oh,
way
I wish I
from
could hug you.
I know. This makes it a little worse. I want to hug you too. But look at this book, baby. Happy release day. I am so excited for you. And for readers, I have a confession to make too. You wrote a killer opening line. And
Yes.
it's one that made me sit back and say, oh, I wish I thought of that. But anyway, I'm so happy to be here with you. And pardon me if I just read.
No, that is fine.
Wonderful book, wonderful series. In fact, it's interesting because I was on a podcast recently, and I was the host asked me who my favorite historical fiction author was, and of course I said Jocelyn Green, and she knows Jocelyn, but she said,
Uh-huh.
what are some of the things you like about her books? And I said, well, she's really dedicated to history. She just, she just can spin a tale that's unique and original and also inspiring. And she said, well, does she write historical fiction or does she write historical romance? And I said, well, let me ask Jocelyn that. So here's your question, my friend. I said you write historical fiction. And
Oh,
then I thought, there might be a difference. It's an interesting question. I think there's a difference. Readers might disagree, but I'd love to know your opinion. Do you write historical fiction or historical romance, or
Great
the
question.
lines blurred and it's not,
I
one or the other?
I write historical fiction. There's often some romance in the book, but I don't feel if people are looking for a romance, they're not going to pick up one of my books. I don't think. I mean, they might read one of my books and enjoy the love interest, enjoy the romance there, but it's not the main point. It's not the plot, usually.
Right. That's exactly what I said. So it's good to have that backup. I was willing to bow out if you said, no, I write historical romance. But you're right. History is foremost. And I will say, and again, readers might disagree, that you can take more liberties in historical fiction than you can historical romance. I think you can, with the romance, not the center, it's not, I don't want to say cliche, but you have more liberties, I think, in historical fiction. The couple doesn't always have to get together in the end like historical romance. And you can you might even kill somebody off. And, I just think it allows you more leeway. And the older I get, the more I gravitate toward the history, other than sorry readers. Is paramount to me more than the kissy stuff, I guess, but it's good too. But anyway,
and Laura, I'm with you too. I love a good historical fiction book. Of course, I love historical romance as well. But one of the things that really attracted me, I was sharing with Jocelyn. I was like, okay, it's historical fiction. It's historical fiction, Manhattan in the 1920s. Yes. I was like, count me in as well.
I know. And if you're a book lover, you and we all are, if we're here today or tonight, you are going to love Jocelyn's heroine and her book loving job. I don't want to spoil it, but it's just, you just hit it all the high historical notes on this one. So kudos to you.
Yes. Well, Laura, thank you so much for showing up for us today and showing up for Jocelyn and to celebrate her release date on today. We appreciate you for stopping by.
Well, God bless you both. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you, Laura. So sweet.
Jocelyn, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And we have two more, my friend, that will be joining us a little later in the show on today. As well. So I just want to tell you to put your seatbelt on. We got two more surprises that will be joining us on today as well. Now, Jocelyn, we talked a little bit about the cover, my friend. We talked a little bit about the series as a whole as well. But I want to find out from you, because of course this is book 3, but if you can kind of shine some light on what was that spark for book 3? What was that spark for the Manhattan Confessions that you knew, the route that you was going to go, the plot twist, all of those good things? What was that spark for you for this book?
Yes. Well, I knew that I wanted her to be working at the New York Historical Society. And then the challenge was, what can she be doing that's really interesting? Because genealogy is something she would have done, but I don't know how to make that super interesting in a novel. So until I started researching what the New York Historical Society was putting out in its bulletins, and I started seeing that they had been collecting histories from older people living at that time. What was New York City like when they were younger, like in the Gilded Age? So when I thought, well, maybe we could record a story that becomes kind of like an expose, and it's given to the society anonymously, but the secrets within it could, make a big difference for some people who are alive and well today, and start making connections like, no, you don't have her name attached, but I've got to talk to her. And then various reasons or excuses are given for that. So I think that was half of it. But the other half of the story was the immigration that was taking place or trying to take place in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Ivy is an orphan. And so she craved belonging and family. And so when she finds out that her cousin, a long lost cousin from Milan, Italy, is trying to come to America, she wants to do everything she can to get her here safely and to make her feel at home. But she discovers that
Yeah.
that's not at all as easy as it sounds, especially because our country was really clamping down on certain countries' immigration. They were afraid, our US government was afraid of America becoming un-American by letting in
Yeah.
too many people from too many countries. So there were some
Yeah.
challenges.
Wow. Now, I want to ask you this because, of course, one of the things that attracted me to this book was Manhattan in the 1920s. But for you, as the author, what drew you to the 1920s as the backdrop of this story?
Yes. So I think the 1920s was just so interesting because you've got prohibition going on, and there's, the kind of the birth of the mafia at the same time, and it's jazz age, and I mean women's roles were evolving. So I
Yeah.
mean I hadn't covered the 1920s before at all, and there was just so, I mean, the vocabulary was changing, like the slang that they used was just so
Yeah.
fun. So I think it was just a combination of factors, and there's a
Mhm.
lot of research available on the 1920s that hasn't been available to me as
Oh,
I was researching
no.
books set, say, in the 1720s. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah. Yeah.
just a wealth to draw from. I mean, I could even read menus from restaurants that my characters were going to, and that's how I chose what food they were eating because the menus are online. I got a membership to the New York Public Library. They're online
Wow.
and in person. And I mean, I could look up just about anything I wanted to.
Wow. Jocelyn, talk about spilling tea. How cool is that to be able to find actual menus as well? Well, Jocelyn, before we go any further, my friend, we have another special guest that is coming to hang out with us. I'm going to get you to cover your eyes again. Okay. In five, four, three, two, one. Open your eyes, Jocelyn. Amanda Dykes is hanging out with
Hi,
us.
Jocelyn.
Hey.
I'm so happy to see you.
Oh my
Congratulations
gosh,
on
you're
your
so sweet,
release.
Amanda.
Oh my goodness.
Thank
The
you.
same to you. You're so. I was just thinking, like, what can I say about Jocelyn? How can you celebrate Jocelyn confined to the space of a few minutes? Because I feel like we need several hours to do your justice.
Oh,
And it's just such a beautiful day to celebrate the joy of your new book being here. And I've been eavesdropping. I've been backstage eavesdropping on everything you're saying, going, this is why I love you, because you can take history and turn it into heart and passion and an experience and just all the good things. So
I love that. I love that. And Amanda, do you have a question
thank
for
you so
Jocelyn?
much.
of course, yes. So okay, I was thinking if I could ask Jocelyn,
Angela, how did you know all these wonderful people to bring?
I know.
Jocelyn, we wanted to celebrate, and I didn't want to celebrate with you alone.
I was a little jealous. I saw that I just missed
All
Laura,
right.
and I thought I want to be on with all you guys at the same time.
Yeah.
These are all the most amazing people.
Yes.
So, yes, Angela, if you asked if I had a question for Jocelyn, and I was thinking, I have this beautiful postcard from your book, Greetings from Central Park. And
Wow.
a note from Ivy on the back. You guys may have already talked about this, but there's this PS, and PS is always my favorite part of any letter. So Ivy says, PS, I know the best place to get hot dogs. So I was going to ask, if you were in New York City, where, like today, where would you eat? But then I thought, knowing Jocelyn, I bet she even knows where she would eat back then in the 1920s. And then you were talking about menus and things. So either where would you eat back then, or where would you eat today?
Well, guess what? It's the same thing because some of the places that I put in the novel where my characters eat go there today. So one of
Wow.
them would be the Katz Deli, Katz. It's a Jewish deli with the most amazing pastrami sandwich that you will ever eat.
Wow.
And the other place would be, this is really indulgent, getting tea at Plaza. It's one of those experiences that if you've never done, you should do it at least once.
Wow.
It is so fun. And I'm going to, in a couple of weeks, we're doing a New York City Readers Retreat, and we're going.
Wow.
Because I knew you were headed there, and I'm jealous of everyone who gets to go with you. And
I know Amanda is like, can you take Amanda and I with you?
It's going to be fun. And yeah,
we need to all go. And I feel like, Jocelyn, you're like the queen of knowing where to get tea. Like, you know where to get it in Chicago, and you know where to get it in New York, and you probably know a lot of other places too.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So Jocelyn, I take it you are a tea girly?
How can I turn this into something? Hi, girl. Yes.
Me too. What about you, Amanda? Are you a tea girly too?
Absolutely. Yes. I've had 2 or 3 cups of tea just today.
I love that. I love that. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with Jocelyn and I and celebrating the release of her new book, The Manhattan Confessions. And you seem as excited as I am about this book as well. We're so appreciative of you stopping by.
This is the highlight of my day. So thank you for letting me be here.
You're so welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jocelyn. Thanks for having me. Congrats.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, Jocelyn, we have a few more that's coming up as well. I hope that you are enjoying your release day on today. Guys, if you're just joining us, I'm hanging out with award-winning author Jocelyn Green on today. Hot off the press, today is today. It is release day, and we're celebrating. It is the Manhattan Confessions, and we will be sharing with you in just a bit how you can get your hands on a copy of the Manhattan Confessions as well. So, Jocelyn, my friend, we have to talk about these characters just a little bit, okay? And so, as we go into the characters, let's start with Adeline King, okay? First of all, you give us this powerful hook of her giving this confession, and it's in written form, or what have you. So, what inspired her character, if you could spill a little tea?
Well, I had brainstorming help from my friend April. I went on a little writing retreat, and we just talked about we have this person, Adeline King, who is kind of known as the Grand Dame of Manhattan society. She is a philanthropist. She's wealthy. She's well known. What would be like the opposite beginnings? Like, what would shock people the most? And so we kind of crafted her story based on what was realistic, what could have happened, but also what would be the most shocking if she was found out, because that's like the whole thing, like not being found out. Are people going to figure out who it is or not? And what are the stakes? Like, what could happen if they discover that she's not who she has been saying that she is?
I love that. I love that. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are hanging out with Jocelyn Green on today. Now, Jocelyn, you just shared a little bit about Adeline's character. What can you share with us about another character who is the cousin to Ivy? What can you share about Gina's character?
Yes. So poor Gina, she grew up in Milan, and her father owned a newspaper, and this was during the time of Mussolini. He had just come to power. His black shirts were in power. So think about fascism. Gina's father's newspaper printed opposing viewpoints to Mussolini, and the black shirts and Mussolini did not care for this, and so they killed her father, and her mother died of a broken heart a little bit later. So now she is left alone, and she needs to get out. She needs to come to America. She's got a cousin in America. That's Ivy, our main character. And not only is she without family in Italy all of a sudden, but she does not feel safe because of her father's connections. And so the stakes are really high. Once she gets to America, there's threat of her being deported again, and she just knows
Mhm.
that if that happened, she would be arrested or worse. So the stakes are very high for her to be able to stay in America.
I love that. I love that. Now, if you can share a little bit with us, is there a character or was there a character that was like interesting, borderline fun for you to write? But on the flip side, is there a character that was a little more complex? Can you spill some tea?
Oh, yes. So I think that Ivy was interesting and fun. Like, I have been waiting the whole series to be able to share Ivy's story. She's just,
Really?
she, yes. Um, is there somebody else that you have in mind as somebody fun? Because it's been a long time since I turned this book in. Maybe there's somebody more fun than Ivy. I don't remember. Um,
Fun to read on the page and look her journey and the things that she was going through as
mhm.
well. So yes, I like Ivy's character has been a fun character for
Okay.
you to write.
Okay. All right, good. And then the complicated one would be Tom. We
Ooh,
meet him in
yeah.
book 2. And in book
Uh-huh.
2, he is not exactly hero material, okay? But that book was written from a different character's point of view. And so in book
Okay.
3, he experiences a lot of growth, and just Ivy's perspective on him is different. And I wanted him to grow and to just develop his friendship and relationship with Ivy, but he was a veteran of World War One, but he's a tender soul, so it really affected him. So, helping him work through that on the page was a little more complicated.
Wow. Now, guys, I know you are on the edge of your seat. And guess what? Jocelyn is going to share just a little snippet of the Manhattan Confessions. And Jocelyn, we are ready when you are. If you want to
Okay.
kind of set the scene and set the tone
Yes,
for us, and then you
I
can
will.
start reading, my friend. We're ready when you are. Guys,
Okay.
here is Jocelyn Green with the Manhattan Confessions.
That's right. Okay. So I am reading, it's just a few pages into chapter 1. And this is when Ivy is ready to read back to Adeline her written story, her confession, her life story that is
Mm.
about to be
Ooh,
published
yes,
anonymously, because she wants to make sure Adeline is okay with how it reads. All
yes.
right. All right. So I'm going to begin. Oh, and also, I should tell you that when Adeline first came to America, her name was Molly. Her name was Molly
Molly.
King. Yes. So that's going to come up. All right. Ready? Ivy's own nerves thrummed as she withdrew the folded papers and began to read. It was all there, the break from her homeland, the passage to America, and the trials of entering New York through Castle Garden, the hunger and confusion, the signs in business windows Irish need not apply, the wrenching poverty that drove her to steal and caused her brother to turn to fighting for money. His success had turned out to be both a blessing and a curse, as it drew the attention of an Irish gang that recruited him into their fold. Before Molly knew it, she and her little brother were doing things they would have been ashamed of, were shame a luxury they could afford. Ivy glanced up at Adeline, but found Molly there instead, her eyes glossy with what looked like remembered pain. With a deep breath, Ivy continued. Things went from bad to worse once we were part of the gang. Our parents would have rolled in their graves to know what we had come to in this land of big promises and even bigger dreams. We'd become the people they would have warned us against. I was responsible for my brother, and now he was being trained not only to intimidate, extort, and fight dirty, but to kill. My 15-year-old brother, who I had vowed to protect and look out for. I could see him in my mind's eye, dangling over the fires of hell. So in danger was his mortal soul. Oh, what wretches we had become in this country of opportunity. No one tells you when you come here that not all opportunities are golden. I would have done near anything to snatch him back. So when I saw my chance, I took it.
Oh my goodness, guys, did you hear that snippet? That is the Manhattan Confessions. Hold tight. We'll be sharing with you in just a bit how you can get your hands on a copy of the Manhattan Confessions. And we are just super duper excited. Jocelyn, thank you so much for sharing just a little bit of that with us. Now, Jocelyn, we're going to do a little bit of rapid fire, my friend. But it is rapid
Okay.
fire, the Manhattan Confessions edition. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So, Jocelyn, what I'm going to do, my friend, is I'm going to either say a word or a phrase, and then you tell me the first thing that comes to mind. It's rapid fire, so don't overthink it. Just the first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay. Okay. Manhattan or Ellis Owl? Manhattan or Ellis Owl?
Manhattan.
Okay. Adeline, in one word.
Staunch.
Oh, okay. The 1920s, glamorous or gritty?
Glamorous.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is a good one. If Ivy had a modern job, what would it be?
Modern librarian.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can see that. I can see that. Okay. Now, this is a little bit behind the scenes writer edition. Which, um, for you as a writer, which is harder to write? Secret or romance? Secrets or romance?
Romance. Hard.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I love that. I love that. Thank you for a little bit of rapid fire. And of course, Jocelyn, we have, let's see, I was trying to see if we had another guest to come yet. I don't see them yet. So while we're doing that, we'll do a few more of this rapid fire. Okay. The last one is, what character, if you can spill a little tea, surprised Jocelyn the most?
Tom.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, in telling us that Tom surprised you the most, is there a character, Jocelyn, that you had it all mapped out and plotted out, but the character begins speaking to you and say, no, no, we're going to go a different way? Was that Tom too? Or no, you have a different character that did that for you?
No, that was Tom. And I will tell you that I did not start writing the book with him as the main male lead. I had invented
Wow.
a different hero in the story, and it wasn't working. And I had two readers, only two, but they were influential, message me that week and say, "Is Tom getting together with Ivy?" Because we'd really like to see that. And I thought about it and I was like, maybe that's why this other hero that I was working with isn't working. So if you read the book, you see Adeline's doctor. He was the first one that I thought maybe he could be the hero. But no,
Wow.
it had to be Tom. Yep.
Oh my goodness, you are spilling the tea. You are spilling the tea. Well, guys, let me just tell you, the time goes by so fast. We have had an amazing time hanging out with Jocelyn Green on today, talking about her new release, the Manhattan Confessions. And of course, Jocelyn, before we do our giveaway, my friend, you have to share with us, where can we get copies of the Manhattan Confessions?
You can get copies wherever you like to buy books or ebooks or audiobooks. It's everywhere.
I love that. And Jocelyn, the fact that it's available in all three formats, I am so here for it. I am so loving it, my friend. because it is available in audio, guys. Did you catch that? It's available in print and it's available in ebook. So whatever suits your fancy, run to your nearest indie bookstore. Of course, you can get it online. You can get it from Amazon, all the places that sell books. You can also go to Baker Publishing Group. You can order it from there as well. We'll be sure to put in the comment section where you can get you a copy of this book as well. And of course, we have some individuals, if you're wondering about the series, the other two books in this series are available as well. So of course, you can get the Manhattan Confessions, and you can also get the other two books that is in the series. And so, of course, Jocelyn, we have a giveaway on today, my friend, and the giveaway is from the publisher. They are sponsoring the giveaway on today. And I'm going to get you to help me, Jocelyn. I'm going to go up and down the comment section, my friend. And when you tell me when to stop, that person will be the winner of the giveaway today, which is a copy of the Manhattan Confessions. So, Jocelyn,
right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, when you tell me to stop. Okay, let's see. Letitia Ballard, you are the winner, my friend. She said, love that snippet. Letitia, if you will inbox me, my friend, we'll be sure to get your information to the publisher so you can get a copy of the Manhattan Confessions on today. So thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness. Jocelyn, you have to share with us, my friend, what did you do outside of coming and stopping by the Literary Cafe? What did you do for your release day today? Or is there a tradition that you do when you release a new book?
Yeah, so typically I go out to eat with my family. I did not do that tonight, but we did that I think we did that Saturday night because today I thought my husband and son would be at a track meet and I would be here. So we did our little going out to eat a little bit early.
Nice. I love that. I love that. Guys, if you are just joining us, we have had an amazing celebration time with Jocelyn Green on today. The Manhattan Confessions is available now. It's available where books are sold. Today is release day. So again, from Angela, myself, and us here at the Literary Cafe, Jocelyn, happy release day, my friend. Guys, let me tell you, this is tell a friend to tell a friend. Good book clubs. Oh my goodness, there's so much greatness to talk about in this book. If you love historical fiction, if you love Manhattan in the 1920s, this is the book for you. Grab you a copy as well. There are secrets, there's confessions, there's lots of things to enjoy in this book. And like I said before, tell a friend to get them a copy. And one more thing that I need for you to do, once you read this book or read this book, leave my friend Jocelyn Green a review. I know that she will be so appreciative of you guys doing that for her. Now, Jocelyn, I have to allow you, my friend, the last words of what you want to say to the people tonight.
Oh my goodness. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for it. This feels like you all threw me a party, and I have never had so much fun on like this literary cafe. Like, what an experience. I love the format. Thank you for those of you who are watching, whether it's live, which is super cool, or if you're watching the recording later. Thank you for sticking with us. We wouldn't be doing what we do without you all.
I love that. I love that. And Jocelyn, you have to share with the friends. How can we stay connected with you?
Aw, thank you. The first step would be go to my website, which is just my name.com, jocelyngreen.com. And you can see there how to connect with me on socials and sign up for my monthly newsletter. And that's really the best way to get all the news and my own giveaways that I do every month.
I love that. I love that. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, friends, I present to you a Jocelyn Green hanging out with us at the cafe. Her hot off the press release is the Manhattan Confessions. It is available today, so you can get it in ebook, audiobook, and print. And of course, be sure to leave a review. It's been amazing celebrating with our friend Jocelyn Green on today, the Manhattan Confessions that is available now. Thanks again, Jocelyn. Thank all of you for joining us on today. Make sure that you stay connected with Jocelyn as well. And as we always say here at the cafe, have an amazing day, because Jocelyn and we're having an amazing day. And until next time, guys, we will see you later. Bye-bye. Have a great day.